Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manovistam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamanyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Ruta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नामिने गौरतुषे नमः हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमस्ते सप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये नीलाचलनिवासाय नित्याय परमात्मने बलभद्रसुभद्राभ्यां जगन्नाथाय ते नमः वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धो एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So we'll follow the same way of reading the way we were doing it yesterday. Voluntarily, each one devotee, any devotee can begin reading. You read up to maximum three or two verses, translations and purports. This is the way we'll go. Um, so we had discussed yesterday uh, in our class about how the different types of worshippers of the Lords are there, or Lord is there. Now, there's one kind of people actually who are fools who consider the ordinary human form of the Lord, and they consider the human form of the Lord as an ordinary, or like an ordinary human, like we, you know. Uh, like we are controlled by the three modes of nature. They feel that the Lord is also controlled by the three modes of nature. As our body is a product of the three modes of nature, they feel that the Lord's body is also the product of the three modes of nature. They are fools. Avajanante mam mura. And then what happens to them? Mogasha, moga karmana, moga gyan, vishetasaha. That happens. Then it's been talked about in the 13th and 14th verse about Mahatma Nastu Partha, Ananya Bhaktas, how they worship the Lord with devotion. Satatam Kirtayanto Mam. No, that was spoken. Then the third type of worshippers, the different types of worshippers in the third category is a Jnani, who worship Krishna. No, so these Jnani worship Krishna, maybe worship Krishna in three ways. You know, it is uh, it is his fortune if he comes to a devotee, if he is actually if he becomes a devotee proper, comes in touch with the devotee, he can enter into the category of Mahatma. He has a lot of probability of entering into Mahatma category because he already knows uh, that this world, I know, the this world and me are different. I am spirit, the world is matter, the body is matter. I am different. He knows very well. But if he's a fortunate being, he enters into Mahatma category by the association of devotee. If not, Ekatvena Bahudena Vishwarupa Upasana. He or no Bahudena Pritakwena Bahudena. So these three kind of people, these three kind of Gyanis can be there. So that so basically this Gyani is that kind of a Gyani who is who has not taken bhakti to very serious in a very serious way. For him, yet the the gyan is the main thing, and the worship is, and the bhakti is secondary. So I hope that was a question being asked yesterday. No. So this is a difference. No, Jnani, fortunate if he could understand Bhakti is the highest, he takes it up. It's very well and fine. He is very much said over there as the best among Artho, Artharthi, Jigyasu, Jnani. The Jnani is considered to be the best because he has a maximum potential of being a devotee, and he has a maximum. That is why he is considered. And if he takes it up, he will very quickly jump to the part of Mahatma. And if it does not, he considers bhakti to be as not so. He uses bhakti, as a secondary process, but he main process maintains his gyan only. And then these three ekatvena, bahudena, and pritaktvena. And then 16 to 19th verse is talks about how a Vishwarup Upasak actually worships the Lord in his universal form. And that is also a quite good, we can learn some things from that. We discussed about that. You have no, so from here onwards, we are going to begin from 20th shloka of this particular chapter, and to 20 to 25 is about the demigod worship. With we had heard about Angraha Upasana, no, Vishwarup Upasana, and Pratikopasana. So now demigod worship is a Pratikopasana, which has been described in 20 to 25 shloka. But before I begin with it, I have told yesterday that if somebody has a question, then we'll begin from the question today. If anyone have your question, please raise your hand. You can go ahead and ask. And if you don't have, then I'll straight begin. Okay, good. So it's my now I have a privilege to move ahead. So we'll move ahead with the 20th number shloka. One of you can, be ready to recite and
I can read, Prabhuji.
yes, thank you. And showing yes. Mm. Trevidha mam so Trevidya mam sopaha oh Trevidya mam somapah puta papa yagnit ishtva swargatim prathayante te punyam asadya surendra lokam asnati divyam divadeva bhogan. Yeah, please read the answer.
Th- Those those who study the Vedas and drink the Soma juice, seeking the heavenly planets, worship me indirectly. Purified of sinful reactions, they take birth on the pious heavenly planet of Indra, where they enjoy godly delights.
So this is now said about the people who are now demigod worship kind of they do yajna, they study the Vedas, and then the Vedas basically demigod worship is majority been spoken because dharma artha kam. Please read purport, the
The
highlighted
word
portion.
the word Traya Vidya refers to the three Vedas, Sam, Yajur, and Rug. A Brahmana who has studied these three Vedas is called as Trivedi. Anyone who is very much attached to knowledge derived from these three Vedas is respected in society. Unfortunately, there are many great scholars of the Vedas who do not know the ultimate purport of studying them. Therefore, Krishna herein declares himself to be the ultimate goal for the Trivedis. The actual Trivedi take the shelter under the lotus feet of Krishna and engage in pure devotional service to satisfy the Lord. The devotional service begins with the chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra and side by side trying to understand the Krishna into. Unfortunately, those who are simply official student of Vedas becomes more interested in offering a sacrifice to the different demigods like Indra and Chandra. For such endeavor, the worshipper of different demigods are certainly purified of a contamination of the lower qualities of nature and thereby elevated to the higher planetary system or heavenly planet known as Maharlok, Janalok, Tapolok, etc. Once, once situated on those higher planetary systems, one can satisfy his senses hundreds or thousands of times better than the on this planet.
Yeah. So that's what has been said now. So this particular Tre Vidya, Rij, Yajur, and Sam has been said over here that they read these scriptures and they come to the understanding. So they come to worship. They come to the understanding that let's worship the demigods. They are the like, and these people actually. Here is a difference. The difference is this that these people they worship demigod with the understanding that demigod are all in all, but they are also the worshipper of the Lord indirectly. So this is something has to be well understood. So the knower of these three Vedas, they worship me indirectly through sacrifice. And what they do, and they drink the soma. Soma is what? Is the some liquid which is left out. Prasad of the sacrifice. And we can say it as soma. Becoming purified, they pray for Swarga. They attain punya. Punya over there, and they enjoy in the celestial pleasures of the devas. So that's what they do over there. And but those devotees who even said those who worship me and worship me through these three methods, no, and know me as a supreme Lord, they become liberated. So this is why I'm saying that there's a difference. But that the people actually who worship me, Lord is saying very clearly, but may know these three methods. What are the three methods? So the previous three methods. Ekatvena, Bahudena, and Kritaktvena. Basically, impersonism, a Vishnu demigod worshipper, and the Vishwa Rupa Upasak. But there's a difference. What is I told you in the beginning? These people understand that the Lord, they know me as a supreme Lord, but they worship the demigod, considering the demigod to be the representative of the Lord, something like that. They will become liberated. But those who follow material karma, they don't become liberated. So, because these three Veda which has been spoken, Rik, Yajur, and Sama, and those who study these three Vedas, and those are absorbed in karma, which has been described in three Vedas, not knowing that the demigods and other devtas are actually my forms, they when they don't understand that these are actually representing of the Supreme Lord, they don't understand that, and they keep on worshipping the demigod, means they keep on worshipping me indirectly. They worship and they worship those forms and they drink the remnants of the sacrifice, somapa. They attain punya. They are not going to attain liberation even, not even salokya. So that has been said. See, because there's a difference that is very clear. So some people may worship the demigods with the understanding, Lord, they are representative of the Supreme Lord, and they worship and with some desires. Uh, okay, if they are doing it, then eventually they may become liberated. And but those who are of this category, they don't know that they consider that to be the supreme or that to be the all in all. They don't know who is supreme. Oh, they are just engaged in karma. They have nothing to do with the supreme. Whoever is going to give me result, I am going to worship me. Oh, उनका तो केवल पुण्य मिलता है उनको, इससे ज्यादा कुछ नहीं. And so these three types of devotees, which has been said, now they like uh, basically this is what I'm saying about one who is worshipper of the Ekatvena, Pritakwena, and all. they they attain Salokya. Why? Because they have no, uh, because they no actually because these people actually they have some bhakti element. No? So they may or they will even these people may attain less than Salokya also because they Salokya to no, Salokya is given for those actually who are no who are mixed devotees. You know? They are not even mixed people. You know, some of them actually don't know the Lord to be have the Lord, but they just worship the demigods. So these people actually there's a certain punya. That's what has been said. So this is to be very well understood that till now Lord has described the qualities of his devotees, and in order to give now the further understanding, he is now contrasting them with those who are averse in the terms of these two verses which we are reading right now. So the collection of the three vidya, the three Veda, which is those who study this, they understand about they these people they understand that these demigods are the highest. They dedicate to the activities which is described in the three Vedas. They don't they understand that these as I said to you they are the devatas are uh, they do not know the forms of Indra and other devatas are my form alone. They were worshipping me situated in those respective forms. So then it is a different thing. But those who don't know, then it is they are only going to get punya. And those who know they are my forms, they are my representative, they may attain less than salokya because they are not actually the bhakti path ko unne secondary rakha hai. Mixed devotee has a different thing. Mixed devotee will have bhakti as a is pradhani bhut bhakti. Bhakti is higher, karma and jnana is mixed up into it. But in these cases, those who are three with the three Vedas, karma is highest, or jnana is more, and bhakti is less. That is why they attain punya or less than salokya. They can't attain much. That's been said. So for a devotee, basically for us, it is very clear that we don't get into worshipping of the demigods, considering them to be the supreme at all. And even if some chores has to be done because of the society, you know, that is different thing. Uh, the devotee does not develops any asha from this demigods, any material ashas from the demigods. That is something which has to be understood. If the devotee maintains some asha, oh, then he has to only get punya, nothing more than that. So, any questions on this? Because no, this is fundamentally fundamental verse for the ahead now. You have any questions or you have any more to be said? You can ask or you can say something over here. Yes, Prabhuji.
What are they actually called? Do we call this category devotee, or do we
Mm.
categorize some
Actually,
different?
because the Lord over here is categorizing, no, he said na three kinds of people who worship me.
Okay. Yes.
So that is why we are saying the devotee. That
Got
they
it.
worship as a Vishwarupa Upasak or the demigod worshipper or as a impersonism. So भगवान बोला है, इसलिए हम बोल रहे हैं ऐसा. So
And
they so means what they treat somebody treat the Prakriti to be the Lord. So okay, they worship the Lord indirectly. Some people may worship there some may like try to merge into impersonalism. They think that to be the highest, that to be the Lord. Okay. So and somebody may go to the demigod and worship them,
hmm,
considering them to be representative of the Lord. Okay. So finally, so that's why I'm saying there are two categories. One who considers demigod to be all in all. One who considers they to be representative of the Lord and the worship. There are two different categories. Those who consider the demigod to be all in all, केवल पुण्य मिलेगा. Those who consider them to be as a representative of the Lord and their worship, less than Salokya. Less than Salokya, I don't know what it is. Seems to be, yeah, seems to be Sayujya, which is the devotee actually, Sarishti, which actually devotee is not looking for much of a So basically, they will go to ahead. Words will tell what will happen to them, and they maximum may attain, less than Salokya. Is that's been said. So I'm not very clear what actually, because Brahman to jayega nahi wo, and basically he will be, or he may trade off somewhere in between Vaikuntha Lokas. That is not very clear to me. But this much I am very clear. I'm saying it, that a devotee who is worshipping the demigod, understanding that he's a representative of the Lord, but he's actually not going to the Lord. He is worshipping the Lord demigod only. No, he will be very less love will be awakened, and no love, no trace of love, more of a karma and a mishra is a mixed devotee. So ठीक है, he may enter into Vaikuntha Loka in some way. Those who consider them the demigod to be as all in all, they don't know anybody supreme. Maximum punya. That's what's been said. I hope now it is
Yes, Prabhu.
mixed.
So, and in Ekatvena, Prabhu, that impersonalism that you mentioned, that
Huh.
also they are also considered in that category. Just that they go to
That's
the Brahman.
yeah. They are also transcendentalists, na.
Hmm.
They are also in the category of transcendentalists.
Yes, Prabhu.
You better is a word to say transcendentalist for us not to confuse as a devotee.
Hmm.
That's better.
Yes.
That's
Thank you.
safe. That's what we say.
Thank you.
Okay. Anything more, anyone, before I go into next? Okay. Next sloka. So I'll show you what is the flow, because once the flow is clear, na, uh, you will also be easy to understand. I'll just show you Gita Subodhini. You might have Subodhini for sure. If you don't have, please surely read it. Uh, it should not happen that Bhagavad Gita gets ended and then after that somebody is quoting Bhagavad Gita, aisa bhi tha kya hota?" That should not happen. So this is the flow which we are talking about. So 15th verse, see this is 11 to 25. From yesterday I began from 12. It's about different types of worshippers of Krishna. The first verse, different type of worshippers, they they worship the Lord, but consider that it is the ordinary form. The human form is an ordinary. This is the ordinary human form. They are the Avajananti Mamura. They worship the Lord, but they consider फॉर्म वाले जो है, फॉर्म जो है भगवान का, ये आम आदमी की तरह. सेकंड कैटेगरी महात्मा है ना. थर्ड कैटेगरी द थ्री काइंड्स ऑफ ज्ञानीज. So in this also, now I told you Ekatvena, Pritakwena, and then 16 to 9 Vishuru. Now 2025 demigod worshipper Pratikopasana. Krishna is going to say very clearly, these people are wrong way of worshipping. They have, by piety one attains heaven, but comes back to earth. One's destination depends on one worship. Better worship Krishna. That's what is the whole series which we are going to talk. So now next verse. Next verse is 21. ते ते तां भुक्त्वा स्वर्गलोकविशालम् क्षीणे पुण्ये मर्त्यलोकं विशन्ति एवं त्रये धर्मम् अनुप्राप्न गता गतागतं कामकामा लभन्ते. Please read.
When they have thus enjoyed vast heavenly sense pleasure, and the result of their pious activity are exaggerated, they return to this mortal planet again. Thus, those who seek sense enjoyment by adhering to the principles of the three Vedas achieve the only repeated birth and death. One who is promoted to the higher planetary system enjoy a longer duration of life and better facility for the sense enjoyment. Sense enjoyment. Yet one is not allowed to stay there forever. One is again sent back to this earth upon finishing the resultant fruits of the pious activity. He who has not attained the perfection of knowledge, as indicated in the Vedanta Sutra, Janmadasya Yataha, or in the other words, he who fails to understand Krishna the cause of all cause, becomes baffled about achieving the ultimate goal of life, and is thus subjected to the routine of the being promoted to the higher planet and then again coming down, as as if situated on a Ferris wheel, which is sometimes goes up and sometimes comes down. The purport is that instead of being elevated to the spiritual world, from which there is no longer any possibility to coming down, and simply revolves in the cycle of birth and death on higher and lower planetary systems. One should be better take to the spiritual world to enjoy an eternal and full of bliss and knowledge and never return to this miserable material existence.
So this verse talks about the result of those people actually who are worshipping the demigod as considering them to be the you know to be the supreme. So they at most gets what punya, and with that punya they can go up to heavenly planet. And then shinya punya marto lok visanti. This is for everyone. Those who are demigod worshippers. Very rare are the people who may understand after going over there that we had one story, na? He had done some kind of a devotion activity. He goes to Yamaraj. That one person, so Yamaraj asks him, okay, where you will like to go. First, you will like to, suffer the, suffer the reactions of all the bad works that you have done in the hell, or will you like to go to the heaven for doing this one small, you know, um, so-called, what we say, na, that agyat sukriti, agyat bhakti unmukh agyat sukriti. You have to go to heaven. Which one you like to? He chooses heaven. And he has understood, बा छोटा सा किया था तो हेवन मिल गया, और करेंगे तो क्या मिलेगा, तो हेवन में जाके भी वो आंख बंद करके वही करता था भक्ति, तो चला गया ऊपर. That is very rare. These cases are very, very rare. Because the demigod himself has seen that it's very difficult, to perform bhakti in the spiritual, in the heavenly world. Ati, there is a ati sense gratification over there. You know? So, so yeah, that is truth. Now, who can perform bhakti in ati sense gratification is those who are actually fixed up in devotional service. Neophytes can't do it. No, neophyte will slip. So actually, there is a shloka which says about na. There's a very famous shloka actually in CC to Sanatan Goswami. The Lord is what Sanatan Goswami has been said. Bhaktera swabhav hoy maryada palan. Uh, Devotees swabhav means the nature. Nature of advanced devotee, nature of a devotee is, when we say nature, means it's a default setting. Default setting of a devotee is that he will follow the etiquettes of devotional life. Maryada palan. He can't slip. It's not Maryada palan means is all kind of Maryada, not just in the dealing, uh, uh, dressing, eating, it's everything. This is a Maryada of a devotee. He does it. No, so no. Uh, I'll just quote one example because I have gone into this direction, so I'll quote one example of one pastime of His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj, which I read in one of the book recently. That's why I'm sharing it. I was very much I liked it. If you read that book, I can guarantee, very strict sadhaka, the desire to become a very strict sadhaka develops just by reading that book. At least for me it was. I can't say about others. Now, so in that, as I said, I'm talking about not slipping amidst even when sense gratifications are there. It is not a job of a normal people. Normal people will slip. So, or for very advanced devotee, does not matter. Like Prabhupada was in 7-star hotel or in a Mayapur hut, doesn't matter. It is easy to be said rather than to be done. So his owner Gopal Krishna Goswami has a backache, and he complained about the car that in which he used to travel. He said that you better bring a better car. He named some bigger car, but the disciples heard it that Maharaj is having a problem because he used to travel a lot. So then they got a very costly car. Probably it's been said in a worth 60 lakh car. Some of you might be knowing much better than me about this fasting, but I'm just sharing. But I liked it. That too in 1996, 60 lakh rupee car in 90s is quite a, they brought it. And Maharaj, and when Maharaj came back from Russia, he saw that car and he thought किसी devotee का है, किसी और का होगा. So he just uh, he just used it, means he sat and from the airport went to the Delhi, but he saw that car is parked in the way temple one. Then he asked whose car it is. They said, Maharaj, your car. Your car. Then Maharaj said, this seems to be a very costly car. Ah, yes, Maharaj. It is only this much worth. Maharaj said, बेच दो. Sell it off. I go, now is it now? They were taken aback, Maharaj. What you're talking about selling it off? He said, yeah, Maharaj didn't use it. After that, 1 month it was lying. Devotees were thinking, Maharaj will accept it, Maharaj will accept it. एक महीना हो गया, 2 महीना नहीं हो गया, बाद में 5 लाख रुपए के लॉस में उसको बेचा गया. With the 5 lakh rupees loss, it was resold. So I'm just saying it. I am not saying that every devotee will follow this because it depends on different mood also of advanced devotees. But for a general sadhaka, I'm saying, as if you approach this story in the form of general sadhaka, at least the way I'm talking about myself. Oh, it's not to slip is 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 requires some understanding of bhakti. The understanding of bhakti means it really has a desire to perform bhakti. So in the heavenly world, they only say, it is too much. We know about bhakti. Bhakti karna chahiye, but hota nahi. Too much it is. So that is why these people, they go over there, they come back. Chinne punne martulok pisanti. So that's what happens to them. And no, Prabhupada is writing about it over here. He who has not attained, if you're reading the second line which has been highlighted, you read it, you can see it. He who has not attained perfection of knowledge, as indicated in Vedanta Sutra, Janmadi Yasyatah, मीन्स जिसको आज तक ये समझ में नहीं आया है कि भगवान से ही सब कुछ आता है, जन्म आदि कर्म जो भी भगवान का कर्म है, जन्मादि यस्यतः, और in other words, you who fails to understand Krishna as the cause of all causes becomes baffled about achieving the ultimate goal of life and is thus subjected to the routine of being promoted to the higher planets and then coming down as if situated on a Ferris wheel, which sometimes goes up, sometimes comes down. That's it. So over here, so one who has not understood Bhakti is my life, Krishna is my life, I have to attain him, I have to reawaken my dormant love towards him. One who has not understood it, that this is the goal of him, is not fixed it up. Oh, he will slip amidst the sense gratification, and his life goes on a Ferris wheel. Now, if he'll be caught up, dharma, artha, kam. That's it, no doubt. So that's what's been said over there for them. And then he, after said this, uh, he is actually in these verses, he is very pinpointly being saying, let's see, actually my devotee doesn't look for any of these things. And then this is the proof of my devotee that they don't look for anything apart from me. But these people, they're filled with desires of enjoyment. Then what happens? They take repeated birth and death. Gata agatam. That's a desire for enjoyment filled with, oh Baba, it has to. Repeated birth and death is guaranteed. So these people, they pray for Swarga, they attain Swarga Loka, then pious acts are defeated, they come back, They may attend birth as a brahmanas, because ऊपर से आया तो ब्राह्मण जन्म में ब्राह्मण के कुल में जन्म ले लेगा. Or you know, or maybe on earth according to the process, some different processes, not just brahmana, the other processes also, which was mentioned in the 8th chapter, verse number 3, that you can read it by your own. I'll not right now touch about that. So basically they'll be born in a good families, maybe something like that. So again, and that's how these three the duties which are enjoined in these three Vedas, Ved, Yajur, Sam, the desire for the sense gratification, sense object, desiring the object of Swarga, Kama Kamaha, obtains repeated birth in this world. Gata Agatam. So somebody may say, I am not looking for Swarga. How many people have faith on existence of Swarga in this world? Very less people. We are in a different world than the world in which these scriptures were spoken. So, no, but this means what? No, Swarga means luxury, comfort, sense gratification. Over. One who's looking for that, who's burning with that desire. You know, I, if they purify it by understanding what is the problem with it, it's fine. They could not purify it, or they don't want to purify it. Just want to maintain a pious life, repeated birth and death, for sure. That's what then Krishna moves to the next sloka, where he says, but he is between saying to Arjuna, but now Arjuna, this is not the situation of my devotee. Somehow he's switching back to the devotee, where he's saying this is not the situation of my devotee. Uh, they never aspire for it, so they actually they become they move towards the next world, and how they move it is been spoken in the shloka in the next, which we are going to read, 9.22. This is 9.22. Very famous shloka. Ananyaschintayanto ma ye jana paryupasate tesham nityabhyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyaham. Oh, this is a very brutal shloka. Please read the translation.
But
Any other
those
day? Okay. Continue, Puju. At least for this verse, you continue. Next maybe somebody.
but those who always worship me with exclusive devotion, meditating on my transcendental form, to them I carry what they lack and I preserve what they have. One who is unable to live for the moment of without Krishna consciousness cannot but think of Krishna 24 hours a day, being engaged in devotional service by hearing, chanting, remembering, offering prayers, worshipping, serving the lotus feet of the Lord, rendering other services, cultivating the friendship, and surrendering fully to the Lord. Such activities are all auspicious and full of spiritual potencies, which may which make the devotees perfect in self-realization, so that his only desire is to achieve the association of Supreme Personality of Godhead. Such a devotee undoubtedly approaches the Lord without difficulty. This is called as yoga. By the mercy of the Lord, such a devotee never comes back to this material condition of life. Keshama, Kesham refers
Shema.
to the
Shema.
mercy. Sorry, Shema refers to the merciful protection of the Lord. The Lord helps the devotee to achieve a Krishna consciousness by yoga, and when he becomes fully Krishna consciousness, the Lord protects him from the falling down to the miserable condition of life. Condition of life.
Yeah. So Lord is in this verse, he is opening of his heart and telling what happens to my Ananya devotees. Uh, this is a verse which is for pure, who are practicing pure devotion service, and each one of us, each one of us, uh, at least each one of us, at least those who are initiated, has to come to qualify to this of practicing pure devotional service. Uh, And when when a devotee actually comes to a level of practicing a pure devotional service, which Prabhupada gave to us, which all our acharyas are giving to us, that's what they want from us. When we keep on following, we come to a stage of this shloka. So Krishna is saying, Ananyas chintayantoma. So these people are very fixed up. So what happens to them? Uh, what happens to them is that Krishna is saying, Yoga Kshema Mahamyam. So Krishna actually is it is a very amazing way. He just shifted where what he was speaking from there. He has just shifted, back to his devotee. He's speaking about his devotee. He was worshipping. He was talking about devotees. No, he was worshiping. He was talking about a demigod worshipper. Yeah, at a sudden he shifted to this shloka. So about devotees. So this is because the previous verse and the previous verse talks about the result of the demigod worship and how such worshippers they obtain the necessities of life by by three Vedas following and all. Then now Krishna in contrast is telling, but see how my unalloyed devotees whose only desire is to perpetually worship me, how do they maintain themselves and how do they receive their necessities? You saw demigod worshippers, how they maintain themselves. Atre, no, they do dharmartha kam according to Vedic scriptures which has been given. But now, no, how my pure devotees, my unalloyed devotees, unalloyed devotees means pure devotional practitioner devotees. And how they worship, how they maintain and receive their necessities. So this has been spoken in the shloka. That is why the Lord has at a sudden has jumped because the teacher has to say na some in between. Uh, uh, he has to present both the cases. The teacher tells, देखो उसके तरह वैसे बदमाश if you behave like that boy, see how what he became. He became a duffer. If you behave like this boy, no, you'll become a topper. Then a child has to decide. So Arjuna has to decide. So through Arjuna, we have to decide. Become demigod worshipper. This is the way. If you become my devotee, another devotee, this is how you will maintain and that is how your necessities will be maintained. That's why the Krishna is telling to us through Arjuna that choose. So my devotees is now the fact the Lord is saying my devotee, my Ananya Bhakta, he is mine, my Ananya Bhakta. If you remember or if you have read Jai Vijay section, while being cursed by the four Kumaras, where the Lord also comes on the door of the Vaikuntha, he says, oh, they are my people. Immediately, as soon as the Lord says to Jai Vijay, they are my people, four Kumaras samajh jate hain, galat kar, we have done a mistake. Lord is saying, they are my people. And we are whose people? Lord is not saying that you are mine. And the same way the way that Lord is saying, my devotees, my Ananya Bhaktas. And they are not looking. It is they they their anything that they achieve in their life is not the result of their pious acts. Here I just want to say something because I'm just quoting to you from in between from different scriptures also, our Bhakti scriptures basically. And how to know whether a devotee has achieved some success or some glories or something, even success in his preaching, even success in his in his life in any way, uh, in his intellect or something like that, whether it is the mercy of the Lord he has received it as is from the Lord or from his pious act. How to know it? This is my question to you. Let's have 1 or 2 minutes of discussion then. How to know? How to differentiate? How I will know what I have received is the result of the mercy of the Lord, you know, or is a result of my pious act. How we, or for others also you can. How to decide that? What is the line? What is the way to define it? Any one of you are open to? Ah, yes, Prabhuji.
If I try to connect it with the previous verse, so if it is by the previous birth, good karma and all, so that will change, basically, that will go diminish over the time. And ultimately, that also is somewhere linked with mercy only. But because
Mm,
it is more on my personal endeavor, I'm focusing more on my personal endeavor, that much get diminished.
mm,
Whereas
mm.
the other one will keep increasing and will keep flourishing.
Okay, okay. Okay. Okay, but Pandavas received Hastinapur, Indraprasth, not by their pious act. I'm just countering it, thoda. No, and then they lost it. They were sent to forest. So, okay, let's move to Vrajpati ko bhi na koi.
Prabhu, like in my case, like I can see the mercy of the devotees and Vaishnavas only what I am, because pious activities we don't know what we did earlier and it also diminishes. So by the mercy of the devotees and some small seva we are doing, like knowingly or unknowingly, they are accepting. Whether we are doing correctly or not, somehow the pure devotees are accepting. So the
Okay.
Vaishnavas mercy and we are, my case I am progressing in devotions.
Okay, okay, very good. Thank you, Ruhi. Mahadev Keshav.
Yes, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, in this case, when that person, suppose any person got very success in preaching or in there, that person is saying that this because of my effort, this thing is happening. It means that this is because of his pious karma. But he's understand that this is happening because of the Lord's krupa and this is as what seva for me. Then we can understand it is coming from the like it's krupa, mercy.
Okay, okay. Last one, Soumya Prabhu.
Prabhuji,
Kashyap.
when we cannot conceive, it's inconceivable that how we got this, we don't
Uh,
understand. And we can understand that it's Lord's causeless mercy only.
uh,
And when we get the association of devotees, like you mentioned in the case of Gyanis, they are also aspiring for liberation or self-realization, but they don't get the association of devotees. So they
mm,
just, you know,
okay,
they don't
okay.
get the so
Mm,
association of devotees and the inconceivable, mercy.
mm. Okay, okay. All of you are right. And I just tell because proper in the 10th canto, right? So over there, if we have received, anybody has received from the Lord, pride will never come. You know? He will become humble. No, no, he'll be going and closing his, drawing his palm, saying to devotees, and engaged in the service of the Lord. Nah, this is what piety से आया है, pride आएगा. Pride नहीं जा सकता ऐसे, है ना? तो सिंपल सा बात है. Pride आया और और जो जब भगवान जब उस डिवोटी को लग रहा है उसको उसको that is why it's been said that we should see that all what we are achieving is from the Lord, so that we become humble and we make a forward march towards surrendering to the Lord. So अगर वो भक्त को वो ये हमें सिखाया जाता है और यही यही हमें ऐसा ही सोचना भी चाहिए. लेकिन how to differentiate? I'm just saying if we are no that devotee, oh, his he will make a leap bound. No, he will take a leaps in his devotional service. Oh, whoa. Whereas if by pious act, God knows, no, that may not happen. He may become proud. He may be more sense enjoyment. He may be more trying to show off. These all things will happen. That is why it's been said, na, oh, आज, Revati Pati was giving Bhagavatam class in that Prabhuji quoted that humility. सब कुछ होते हुए भी जो नम्र रहे. No, that's Because it's not so easy. That is why Kunti Matani is praying, na, that shloka. Na, high birth, Janmaishwarya Shuta Shri Edaman Madhapuman. So, so that's what is been said. So coming back where we were talking about, sorry, I just reflected you. So here the Lord is saying, they obtain my pure devotees, my Ananya Bhakta. They don't obtain anything because of their past karma. They obtain because I award them. अच्छा क्यों भैया? And they are all time nityam in they are very well abhyuktanam, well versed in matters which is there nitya abhyuktanam. They're all the time they're very well versed in the matters concerning me, and are always ignorant of other things other than me, or you know because my pure devotees, my Ananya Bhakta, they always desire my association. So because they aspire my association alone, for such person, I take care of their attainment of wealth, yoga, and their maintaining shema, though they never expect any such thing. So this is, and then Lord says, Vahami. Vahami means I carry out, I carry, the Lord says, I bear the burden, but this burden is not the burden of the beast. This is the burden of the love. Prabhupada says there are two burdens, burden of the beast and the burden of the love. How to understand in our context? The mother carrying the child, on her shoulder amidst a very heavy, traffic or a crowded place. The child is sleeping, but mother is fair. कोई कोई बच्चा बड़ा मोटा भी होता है. Mother is carrying. Mother may be very thin. The child may be plumpy. The heavy weight the mother is carrying of the child, it's a burden for sure, but it's a burden of love. Whereas on the railway platform, they are coolies. They are carrying the burden. That's burden of beast. So the Lord says, I carry. How? Oh, as a burden, as a burden of love. So somebody may say, hey, but my dear Lord, no, you are Atma Ram. You are always enjoying within. You are indifferent to all the things. Where is the question of you bearing this responsibility, and why? Then why? Lord says, Dekho, simple. Because they are my Ananya devotees. And they have no karma due to the lack of some, they are my devotee, and my devotee has no karma. Because they have no desires apart from me. His happiness is given by me, that is why. Because they are so much sold to me, so although I am Atma Ram, I am also sold to them. I have to do it with great affection for my devotee. This is the cause. Although I am Atma Ram, but they show such great affection and loyalty to me that what to do, they win over me. So the Lord is opening his heart and telling through Arjuna to all of us, Are become my devotee, I will do everything for you. But it doesn't mean that becoming a devotee is a process. But in this process, one should not become irresponsible. But on the name of being responsible, one should not become a fool that they miss the clarity of attaining love for Lord. So the Lord is over here is very clearly saying it. In fact, no, the Lord is saying this is not a burden. I like it. I like to do it. I alone take the responsibility. Bhagwan bolte. See, Mrigari example is there now. We have heard that story. Mrigari, you might surely be knowing that story. This is a very beautiful drama that's been done. Those who are from voice, you know very well. At least I can share it. It's a नारद मुनि ने बोला छोड़ दो सब कुछ, you give up your hunting business. He said, who will maintain my family? Don't worry, I'll do it. But it's not so easy for us. We can't just copy and paste in our life. Mrigari's story is there in CC because he actually surrendered to Narada. So Lord is saying, I alone take the responsibility of bringing and protecting food and other necessities for my Ananya Jana, for my devotee, whose only goal is me. Like Lord Chaitanya bringing food for Haridas Thakur right now. They are always meditating upon me. They always worship me, Parupasate. Are always absorbed in me, Nitya Bhuktana, Nitya, forgetting about their bodily maintenance. They don't care about themselves. So the Lord says, I carry. Rather than I carry or I say, I do. I do maintain it. And just as a father alone bears the burden of the family. You know, same way I do it. With love I do it. It is not that, I do it as of duty. Nah, I do it. I like to do it. So, or it's also been said that those who know and those whose only desire is me, I bear the responsibility for, no, I also bear the responsibility of they coming back to me or they attaining me and prevent them, and I prevent them, shamam, I prevent them from being separated from me. I take the responsibility of them attaining me. That's it. That has also been said. No, so their maintenance, their protection, their need, their necessities, and their maintenance, material and spiritual, I do. And that's what has been, as the Lord is openly saying, Dekh lo, this is a contrast. Demigod, Triveda, Chinne Punne Martalok Visanti. Anan Mahatma, Anandam Bhaktas Chintayanto Mam, Ye Jana Paripas, Nitya Yoga Kshemam Vaham. And also been said, whatever they carry, whatever they have, I protect. Whatever they don't, they, so same. The Lord maintains it, protects it, and provides everything for his devotee. And such a devotee, oh, there's no question of being proud. Never to consider such devotees as irresponsible. We can't say Haridas Thakur was irresponsible. No, we can't say Mrigari to be irresponsible. So, and yeah, we can't copy paste that also. But aspire one day through the process of, through the Vaidhi Bhakti which has been given to us to attain such state of faith. Because we are looking for that faith. So Vaidhi Bhakti that we are following as given by Prabhupada has to be, should result into Bhava Bhakti. With this intention, with this thought, a devotee has to perform Vaidhi Bhakti. That ultimately I have to get again Bhava Bhakti. Bhava Bhakti means, in our context, Bhava Bhakti is over here means great faith, rock solid faith. No, that rock solid faith we have to do. And we have to practice with that Mam Ikshaptam, with that desire. And that is how one has to, and has to choose the association accordingly, because because we have heard there are different kinds of devotees. All devotees are respected, are we have to respect all of them, but choose few to associate, because we have to see who in whose association I am inspired to move ahead in this direction in following of my Vaidhi Bhakti towards Bhava Bhakti. Or in short, who is inspiring me to become more and more serious in executing the instructions and the commands of my spiritual master, who is coming in line of Srila. that becomes very clear in our life. So that's what I would say that about this. Any comments, questions on this shloka? Very important one. Ah, yes, Mataji.
Prabhuji, when Krishna is saying that he protects what one has, then why do we see examples like Bharat Maharaj? Like, then why did he fall down? Why didn't Krishna
Oh,
protect him? Like, that
ah,
is, if you, like, maybe one answer would be like, that was Krishna's plan or something like that. But
yes.
in our cases also, real life also, we see somebody who is at Maharaj level falling down or something like that. So, how do we understand that, Prabhuji?
Oh, मतलब to be honest with it, no. अब झट भरत इस फर्स्ट इज एक्सेप्शन केस भाव भक्ति के लेवल से कोई गिरता नहीं the exception case exclusively to teach that over there also if offenses or inattention happens things can go wrong. That's very clear, and devote Krishna uses his devotees only to teach us. Mhm. No, he is not going to uh, that's true now because he will put into problem, Lord will put into problem for the sake of he will only put his very near devotees into the problem to teach us. Like that example Prabhupada says that the mother-in-law, if she wants to teach the daughter-in-law, she has to teach through her daughter. That kind of a thing. Same way. So that is about Bharat Maharaj, I would say. No, there's nothing more than that. So now the second about any great soul having something wrong. To be very honest, Malab, I'm not the right person, but object principally I can say uh, why it happens, what it happens, I don't know. And one thing is that we can learn Bhakti is a science. Bhakti is a science, and if that science is not followed even by people like Bharat Maharaj, even at an advanced stage, problem can happen. That's these kind of cases. Whenever we come across, we have to know. It very clearly shows Bhakti is a science. I or anybody. No, if we don't follow the science at any stage, and the science and the rules and the regulations at different stages will be different. It has to be followed. Not followed, there will be problem. So rather than going in the zone of why, I believe I be I get a more understanding, but the more proof Bhakti is a science. Science is science. We may be very much expert in our chemistry laboratory, but no matter how much expert we may be, but if we put the wrong chemical, there will be blast. Uh, so Bhakti is a science, similar. And one more thing, uh, and those people who have done a lot, or for them, yoga kshema, Shipram Bhavati Dharmatma gets into application. अब वो धर्मात्मा है, भगवान भगवान के लिए धर्मात्मा ही रहेगा, दुनिया के लिए कुछ भी रहे, भगवान के लिए धर्मात्मा है उसका तो he will cross over. Probably those of us or those of the people in this world who may be sitting and we may be thinking something wrong, uh, एक और जन्म मिनिमम वो तो क्रॉस हो जाएगा अपना अपना हम लटक जाएंगे. So we should be in that way. That's how I see that these verses are very clearly applicable to great souls if something goes wrong. We say Suduracharo Shehana and Shipran Bhavati Dharmatma. छोड़ दो भैया. Mind, let's see what is happening in my life. What is the state of my mind? Because the state of my mind says whether I am a Kanishta, Madhyama, Uttama. क्या है ठीक है जो दे रहा है इंस्पिरेशन पकड़ लो आगे बढ़ो. That's what I would say. बाकी लोग को छोड़ो. Yeah, is it? I hope it's clear.
Thank you. Yeah, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Anything else apart from this? Okay, let's move. So, Next shloka talks about, the Lord now says uh, eh, about now, about the same. Now he cross backs to the demigod worshippers, and he says that, uh, because somebody may ask, hey, oh, these demigod worshippers are all your worshipper only, na? You did give, you yoga kshema mahamyam for your anya bhaktas, but these demigod worshippers are also your worshipper because they are worshipping demigods who actually represent you. Why you are saying like that? They will yoga, and they will come back. Chinne punya marte lok visanti, and they will never cross the cycle of birth and death. Why you are cursing them? They are your devotees only. Krishna says, wait. This is the verse which I am telling. So Krishna says this verse then. Ye api anya devata bhakta yajante shraddhayanvitaha tepi mam eva kaunteya yajanti avidhi purvakam. Now please read. Somebody else can read now.
I'll read.
Anyone?
I'll read. I'll read.
Yes.
Those who are devotees of other gods and who worship them with faith actually worship only me, O son of Kunti, but they do so in a wrong way. Persons who are engaged in the worship of demigods are not very intelligent. Although such worship is offered to me indirectly, Krishna says, for example, when a man pours water on the leaves and branches of a tree without pouring water on the root, he does so without sufficient knowledge or without observing regulative principles. Similarly, the process of rendering service to different parts of the body is to supply food to the stomach. The demigods are, so to speak, different officers and directors of the government of the Supreme Lord. One has to follow the laws made by the government, not by the officers or directors. Similarly, everyone is to offer his worship to the Supreme Lord only. That will automatically satisfy the different officers and directors of the Lord. The officers and the directors are engaged as representative of the government, and to offer some bribe to the officers and directors is illegal. This is stated here as avidhi purvakam. In other words, Krishna does not approve the unnecessary worship of the demigods.
So
That-
this is very clear. So this is very clear. Lord is saying government does not allow bribing. Right, no? Yeah. So it doesn't allow bribing. Same way, I don't allow bribing. And yeah, this is avidhi purvakam. That is why they won't attain the goal which is attained by my pure devotees who are worshipping me directly according to the teachings which I am giving to them through my devotees. So avidhi purvakam, that is why not. So the Lord does not sanctions this way of worshipping. And somebody say, why? Oh, because there's a system. You know, so uh, no, everywhere there's a system. Every system has a purpose. So the Lord has a system. I'm there. You worship me directly. Why do you worship the demigod? And that is okay. He is not obstructing anybody, but he is open whether what way I will exchange, what way I will respond to them. That is in Lord's hand. So we can't tell the Lord, we can't force the Lord that see you should. No, that is not. That's foolishness. That's like a baby. That doesn't work. The Lord is saying over here that is this is no this avidhi purvakam. So one has to. When Prabhupada gives two examples: stomach and a directors in the government. So stomach, food has to go into the stomach, and then the stomach supplies to the part of the body, every part of the body. The stomach is a lot. That is the very famous shloka that has been quoted over here. So and the different departments or the different officers which are there in the government is supposed to serve the government. You know, so and the people as to supposed to serve the government, that should happen, not that people start serving the different officers only. That is wrong. It is avidhi purvakam has been said over here, and so saying that the Lord actually, is also telling that see, those who are devoted to other gods and with faith worship them, they also worship me. But only thing is, it is wrong method. So, yeah, like in our maths, those of surely all of you would have. In maths, sometimes the question is asked, prove this particular equation, or prove it LHS equal to RHS, left hand side or right hand side, if you all remember that. So there are two ways. One way is that the one way of proving that equation is through a right method. The student goes in an exam, he remembers everything, he writes it. And another student is also there who forgets how to prove it. So then what he does, he does something garbad, he does something mistakes in proving, but the last line he writes it. So LHS equal to RHS, hence proved. So the teacher understands and gives a big zero to him. Although he, in a first one or two statement, he would have done something and made it LHS to RHS. No, but the teacher is going to say this is avidhi purvakam. Right now, so avidhi purvakam will have lesser marks, and vidhi purvakam will have more marks. The same way. Now the Lord is saying it is avidhi purvakam, so you can't blame me. That why these people, though they predominantly are worshipping other devtas, but they do not get liberation. Oh, because uh, they are not doing the way I wish to, way I tell them to do. They worship me, okay, but they worship without any rules for attaining me. Thus they return to this world. So those who are fully devoted to demigods, and have firm faith that particular demigod will bestow benediction and worships with different sacrifices that demigod. It is true that they are worshipping the Lord, that is truth, but their worship is without the proper rule. That's why they will attain, they will again come back into the samsara, and they have to, and they will. That's how. Then they are the suffering. They have to suffer adhyatmik adi, bhauti adi, devik klesh, all those things which is a part of samsara. So Lord can't be blamed by it for it. Now we have to take the responsibility of it and worship the Lord and become his Ananya Bhakta. So then the Lord moves to the next verse, and then he is there now. He is saying that yeah, there now. So Prabhupada now actually, so it is avidhi purvakam. So then what happens to such worshippers is also next verse also the continues the same, the result of it, and we'll see it, and let's see how it is. Aham hi sarva yajnana bhokta cha prabhureva cha na tu mam abhijanati tatve tatvena atas chavayanti te chavayanti te. Yes, please read.
I am the only enjoyer and master of all sacrifices. Therefore, those who do not recognize my true transcendental nature, fall down. Here it is clearly stated that there are many types of yajna performances recommended in the Vedic literature, but actually all of them are meant for satisfying the Supreme Lord. Yajna means Vishnu. In the third chapter of Bhagavad Gita, it is clearly stated that one should only work for satisfying Yajna or Vishnu. the perfectional form of human civilization, known as Varnashram Dharma, is specifically meant for satisfying Vishnu. Less intelligent persons, however, without knowing the fact, worship demigods for temporary benefit. Therefore, they fall down to material existence and do not achieve the desired goal of life. If, however, anyone has any material desire to be fulfilled, he had better pray. He had better pray for it to the Supreme Lord, although that is not pure devotion, and he will thus achieve the desired result. Surrender unto me.
So the Lord is saying actually these people, what they fall down. Fall down what? They fall to the material existence back again. They may go up, but they have to come back the same way. Same way he's saying that and problem is they don't know what's the problem that they don't know I am the only enjoyer. Bhokta cha Prabhu eva cha. Bhokta of sarva yajna. They don't know they're doing that yajna, but I am the yajna. No, they don't know that because Krishna says in seventh chapter, in a seventh chapter, no, not in this chapter only we read yesterday. He said, I am the ghee, I am the cradle, I am everything of the sacrifice. So they don't know that I am that. They don't know I am the bhakta. I am a Prabhu Revacha. Na tu mabhijanati. So then they fall down. That's what happens to them. So Prabhupada actually is saying that towards the last he's saying less intelligent people, however, without knowing this fact, worship demigods for temporary benefit. And then he says, if somebody has material desire, better is to come to the Supreme Lord. Okay, it is not pure devotional service. That also we should know. It's not a pure devotional service, but it is safe than going to demigod. So going to demigod and worshipping is of this level. Going to the Lord for material is kind of a lesser than a pure devotion, middle one. And then finally, a person should actually be going, should not may have material desires because yet is not a pure devotee, but he should not try if he wants to be a practitioner of pure devotional service. He should not try to water it, right? And rather than submerge that desire in the pool of Krishna consciousness, or submerge himself in a pool of Krishna consciousness, so that the desires are washed away from the heart. So, and if it is not, he is impelled, then okay, go to the Lord only. Don't go to demigod. That's what the Lord is teaching over here. That's a very safe way. So, this verse is no, this verse is actually uh, is expansion of the previous phrase previous verse phrase avidhi purvakam. And and why it is avidhi purvakam, he's explaining because they don't know I am the enjoyer. I am the master, and I am the only one who gives the fruit through the forms of these devatas. They don't know, that is why it is avidhi purvakam. So suppose some people may worship sun. Suppose somebody is a worshipper of the sun god, and sun god may be pleased with that person and gives him the desired result. But and the sun and the sun, and he feels that the sun god is the ultimate god, not the Lord. And he gives uh, because he is giving, and because the sun, when I'm worshipping him, I'm gaining faith to worship him, and he is giving the result of my worship. So if such person is like that, that is avidhi purvakam for sure. So that is why I said in the beginning that two kinds of demigod worshipper: one who knows them to be as a representative of the Lord, and one who actually is does not knows, they consider demigod to be all in all. So these are different people. So the first category is of a mixed devotee, maximum Vaikuntha, and that too up to something of a what a Paramatma worshipper may get. That they may get it if they remain pure. The problem is the material desires keeps on uh, increasing. It doesn't reduces by fulfillment of it. So that's but if somehow they could, then it's fine. They can go up to Salokya, maximum below than that. And these people, they will be in the world, in this world, bar up and down, in between between the heavenly planet and the earth. So and that's what has been said. So so this is why there are two different clear about clarities here. Whereas when Prabhupada doesn't want us, that's why I'm saying very clearly, Prabhupada is Prabhupada gave his purports on the level of pure devotional service. Prabhupada never wanted any one of us to be caught up into mixed devotional service. That's truth. That is why, although I am stating there are two kinds of ye, and they are ye, this is when quoted. I am stating it. Acharya states. Prabhupada never states like that. इसलिए Prabhupada, and if you when you read the purport, Prabhupada said that is like bribing. So bribing case is different, and this case and these two cases are bribing means he knows that somebody is supreme, but still he is worshipping the demigod. So Prabhupada is saying they will also, that is Avidi Purvakam, they will be caught up into this only, up and down. For maximum people, it's truth. That's why Prabhupada is not telling about the two categories which I am saying. These two categories, that somebody who understands that the Lord is the supreme and demigod are subordinate, but yet worships the demigod. This is one category, and second category is one who understands the demigod to be all in all, to whom he is worshipping. They're two different. But for Prabhupada, it's all the same. All people, these all two categories will be into this up and down only, because that's the truth, at least in this current time. So Prabhupada wants us to worship pure devotional service, practice pure devotional service. There's no doubt about it. So because that only is the aim. No, uh, that's what is that's that. So some people may feel happy about it. Some people may not be may be unhappy about hearing this. Is unhappy means yet not a very is not yet understood much of bhakti. That's what he said. He has to go a long way. So next verse now, probably okay, two more verses. And next verse now, Krishna says, uh, what location, what is the destination that they will achieve? You know, uh, those who are worshipping the demigods, what destination they will achieve? So Prabhupada, Krishna is now stating the very famous shloka. You can repeat it after. Yanti deva vrata devan pitriyanti pitirvratah bhutani yanti bhutejya yanti mam yajnopi mam. Yes. Read the entire purport, Prabhuji. Translation.
Those who worship the demigods will take birth among the demigods. Those who worship the ancestors go to the ancestors. Those who worship ghosts and spirits will take birth among such beings. And those who worship me will live with me. If one has any desire to go to the moon, the sun, or any other planet, one can attain the desired destination by following specific Vedic principles recommended in further for that purpose, such as the process technically known as Dars Pur- Pura, Puran, Mashi. Dars Puran Mashi. These are vividly described in the fruitive activities portion of the Vedas, which recommends a specific worship of demigods situated on different heavenly planets. Similarly, one can attain the Pita planets by performing a specific yajna. Similarly, one can go to many ghostly planets and become a yaksha, raksha, or pishacha. Pishacha worship is called black arts or black magic. There are many men who practice this black art and they think that it is spiritualism. But such activities are completely materialistic. Similarly, a pure devotee who worships the Supreme Personality of Godhead only achieves the planets of Vaikuntha or and Krishna Loka without doubt. It is very easy to understand through this important verse that it is that if by simply worshipping the demigods one can achieve the heavenly planets, or by worshipping the Pitas achieves the Pita planets, or by practicing the black arts achieve the ghostly planets. Why can the pure devotee not achieve the planet of Krishna or Vishnu? Unfortunately, many people who have no information of these sublime planets where Krishna and Vishnu live and become because they do not know of them, they fall down. Even the impersonalists fall down from the Brahma Jyoti. The Krishna consciousness movement is therefore distributing sublime information to the entire human society to the effect that by simply chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, one can become perfect in this life and go back home, back to Godheads.
So this is how actually that is the destination of these different people. You know, and so so that is truth. And if it is because according to the path that we take, that kind of destination awaits the person. So if somebody is considering the demigod to be all in all, and they worship the demigod, they will land up in a demigod planet. Now, if somebody worship the ancestors, you know, ancestors means what? Uh, uh, Actually, ancestors mean uh, they should be also looking for something. There's a locus of pitras where very highly pious people they go. You know, uh, they might not have much desires to enjoy. They're very pious. So pitras, the previous ancestrals, if they have gone over there and somebody is worshipping them, that's what they attain the pitraloka. You know. So and like that, and for then why not my devotee? So so if that is what been said, so the Vaishnavas, the devotees, they worship the Lord. So they attain my planet. So uh, the rule is this is true. The rule is that a devotee of a particular devata will attain, that devata, and because the devatas are destructible, somebody may ask, how can the worshipper of the devatas becomes indestructible? Yeah, but you know, so his devotees, the devatas worshipper, the pitras worshipper, the bhutas worshipper, they are also destructible. Destructible in the sense that their position is also not fixed. they have they because the जिसको worship किया वही उसका ही position fix नहीं है. तो no worshipper का तो position fix नहीं होगा. But whereas my devotees, Krishna is saying they are eternal because my position is eternal. They are not perishable; they are imperishable. So a lot has been said in this regard. Uh, so I want to make you read one Acharya's commentary of Baldev Vidyabhushan on this. Please read, Prabhuji. I'm just showing to you. Yeah, this is Baldev Vidyabhushan's commentary. Please begin from here.
Though I actually am in the forms of the devatas, because they do not know that, they do not attain me. That is what is stated in this verse. Because of the use of the word ij, worship, later in this verse, the word vrita at the beginning should also mean worship. In order to give the conformity to the meaning, thus Devavrata means Deva Ijja,
Ijya.
and Ijja, and Pitravrata means Pitra Ijja. Those who worship devas, Devavrata, those who worship Indra and other by ceremonies on the new and full moon in the Satvika mode, go to those devas. Those in the mode of passion who worship Pitravrata by Shraddha and other rituals go only to the Ritra. The worshippers of demons, Bhuta Ijya, note the word Bhuta includes ghosts and demons in the mode of ignorance. In the mode of ignorance, who worship Yakshas, Rakshasas, and Vinayakar, demons, by offering to them. The Bali implies also animal victims. Go to those demons, but only api those who worship me, those who are beyond the modes of nature, who offer me easily obtainable items, go to me. The word api is used to restrict going to Krishna to those who worship him. The meaning in this, the worshippers of the beginning, the worshippers of beings other than me think as follows: we are worshippers of Indra and other devas. They are our lords. Being pleased by our worship, they should give us the result we desire. My devotee thinks as follows: the son of Vasudeva, the lord of all, endowed with all powers, who is situated in the forms of the devatas, who is our master, being worshipped by easily obtainable items and actions, will give all our desired results. Though they perform exactly the same actions, those who serve the devatas attain their desired goals alone, because their distaste for thinking of me, they with short lifespan attain meager fortune, and after enjoying those limited items, they are also destroyed along with those items of enjoyment. But those who serve me attain me, the Lord of all beings, the beginningless shelter, who fulfills all desires, who has for infinite powers, who is composed of pure knowledge and bliss, and who is affectionate to the devotees. They never again take birth. They experience infinite happiness close to me and play in my divine abode.
So this is I made you all read specifically this commentary because so beautifully Baldev with devotion, Ji actually is writing about the glories of the worshipping the right. He makes a contrast between the worshippers of the devas and the worshippers of the Lord. Na? Because the Lord is very clearly saying, "Arey, no, you will attain me, you will come and play in my abode, and all those things." So this is very graphically been written by very much expanded way it is written by Baldev Vidyabhushan. So this is how actually it is. Uh, this is about the worshippers, the different worshippers that that is the different worshippers. What happens to them? The demigod worshippers, the different types of worshippers. What happens to them? Now, from here, the section changes. The section moves towards, from 26 verse number onwards, it moves towards uh, to how a very, very, very beautiful section, the glories of Krishna's bhakti. You know? So, because Krishna has to tell, he is telling to some because in the last we were hearing, Lord is worshipped by easily obtainable things. Demigods are not worshipped by easily obtainable things. You know? So from there only yeah, the the foundation for the next section from 26 to 34 shloka is been put, where the glories of Krishna Bhakti is been said. One of the glories of the Bhakti is this: it is simple, you know, and it is very simple, uh, and whatever and whatever and do everything, and it is simple in a sense. You don't have to give up anything. We have to give up something which is nonsense maybe, but do the way they live the life, live it in a nice life, because already the previous people are pious people, and but do as an offering to me, and I am equal to all. but especially inclined to devotee. So if you do it like to me, and I will rid you of all the sins and take you back. So that's what now is the next section, which is going to talk about. I am not going to enter into the section today. If you have any questions on it, you can ask now till what we have discussed. Else we end for today. I don't want to touch this section because the first verse itself is quite a huge verse. And I want you hear from Arjuna Shubhru, Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam, Yome Bhakta Prekshati. That's a very important shloka. You have any questions? I'm open for it. Else we end. Any comments, questions, anything you all want to say? Okay. Okay, yes, Rudy. I saw the first hand of Sanatan Gopal. Let's go.
I think Prabhuji can go ahead. Prajapati Gopinath, you can go ahead, bro.
Yes, Rudy, please ask.
Prabhu, actually, Lord Shiva is demigod or not? If he is a demigod, if we should not worship him, his loka is eternal. So those who go there,
No,
they
no, no.
don't.
He's not a demigod. He's above the demigod. No, demigods are Jiva
But
Tattva. He's not a demigod. So, demigods are Jiva Tattva. Very clear. They are. But Shiva is not Jiva Tattva. Sadashiva is not Jiva Tattva. He's not Vishnu Tattva also. That's why we have Shambhu. And Shambhu Tattva, Shiva Tattva is different. So he is not can't be put. Rudras can be put into can be put into as a jivas because they are born from Brahma, who are considered to be expansion of Lord Shiva. But Lord Shiva, if you're talking about Sadashiv, who lives in Kailash, which is beyond the material world, there's no question of putting him into a demigod worshipper, into a demigod.
but, but the worshippers here, they will reach that Sadashiva look.
Rudralok, Prabhu.
No. They mostly of them are looking for something material. Matlab, I personally believe in this August assembly there will be some many devotees or some devotees surely who are worshippers of Lord Shiva, but had no hetu, no motives to gain anything from him. No, by the mercy of the Lord Shiva, we are over here. We have come to the pure devotional path of the Bhakti. So that's what. But those who are but majority in this world, they are not into that. No, they am because scripture itself says if you worship Shivji for these benefits, you worship Parvati for these benefits. Scriptures ourselves are promoting that in one way, because modes are different, so they are being promoting. So there's a very less chance that people worship Lord Shiva with very pure motive, and if they so, they will become devotees. They will come in touch with devotees over here, or they may go to Kailash over there. Shivji is speaking Bhagavatam only, so they will hear Bhagavatam. They'll go ahead. That's my stand on what I have heard. Okay. This
Prabhuji, I think this is a very huge topic, though devotees are not asking questions, but this is the topic generally very widely discussed. The way I was trying to understand it through that while whatever is mentioned about demigods, this is completely what true and what Lord wanted to convey. But at the same time, uh, we also need to understand that one should not be disrespectful
Yeah.
to be to Pitras or Devatas, and so they have their own positions, and that's they have been given that those positions, and they should be respected for that. But knowing that, like Lord says, that knowing that everything comes from Lord and everyone is supposed to serve the Lord, so that's the ultimate truth and the positions across these directors and officers that they have been given to. Yes, so
Mhm.
So that's the right understanding, Prabhu. That though we are
Yeah,
not
yeah,
supposed to worship them, but
we should know that they are
yes,
represented, and we should actually,
yes,
in the 10th canto, no, 11th canto, 10th or 11th canto, in the last or the first, first phase of the 11th canto, there's one purport written by Prabhupada disciples in which they are quoting Madhvacharya, and Madhvacharya writes that 11th canto only, 11th canto, I'm sure about 11th canto, first chapter itself, towards the end, Madhvacharya, Prabhupada devote disciples has quoted Madhvacharya, saying Madhvacharya is saying that we should also treat the demigods as devotees and should respect them as we are supposed to respect the devotees in this world with whom we are staying. That's just because they are also devotee, mixed devotee. Maybe okay, mixed devotee, okay, but devotee, na? But we can't worship them as we don't worship it no, over here. So worship nahi. Respect has to be, no doubt about it. If you disrespect that verse, which I'm forgetting what the context of the verse is about this only, that respecting devotees. The 11th canto safeguards our bhakti. So 11th canto is very important. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, many acharyas have said that if somebody doesn't read the 11th canto, just reads up to 10th canto, he may fall. So 11th canto is a very, so this has been stated. I'm very clear with it. No doubt. One has to respect. But if somebody wants to enter into pure devotional service, uh, one should not worship.
yes,
Because we have to know that what is the nature of our master. Our master says very clearly, Ekam, me only. We can't change the nature of our master. We have to change our nature. That's what I would say. Right, Fuji?
yes. Thank you so much.
Okay. Yes, yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hi.
Prabhuji, in general, like devotees know that the Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead and that devotional service is supreme. But in general, the other people who are non-devotees, they worship any other demigod and they are saying ki everything goes to Vishnu only. And even
Mm,
in Bhagavad Gita, one of the shloka tells no ki whatever is offered through demigods that also reaches to Vishnu. So, like, will it be a time when these people who are worshipping through the demigods will come to the devotional platform, actual pure devotional platform, or like whatever they are doing, are is this also a path leads to later maybe to the devotional service or what? Means I'm not getting exact like what I wanted to ask, but I hope you understood.
mm. Yeah, understood. uh, my, I'm just giving a general opinion. I'll come to the answering to that. Answer is very clear, but my request is, this is my opinion to all of you. When you all will, Proji and Mataji, when you all will be reading NOD, Nectar of Devotion in this Bhakti Shastri, or after Bhakti Shastri, at least, and please open up and take that book of His Holiness Shivram Swami Maharaj, Shuddha Bhakti Chintamani, and please read it. These all, makes it very clear to us about it. I'm just giving a suggestion up to you all. I like that and becomes very clear, ultra
What is
clear
the
for me.
name of the book, Prabhuji?
Shuddha Bhakta Chintamani,
Shuddha Bhakta Chintamani. Okay.
Shivram Swami Maharaj. Now coming back to the question which you asked, Mataji. Um, uh, Pure devotional service, anybody only reaches to the stage when he gets association of a devotee. Or I would say, when somebody accepts the association of a devotee. So, whoever he may be Antyaja. What to say about a demigod worshipper? Everybody has a hope. You know? One thing is good is that with these demigod worshippers, that they may be pious. They may not have any some bad things. So when they will take it up, their speed in the path of bhakti will be high than maybe a normal person. That's how it is. But taking up to pure devotional service does not depends on any lifetimes practice of demigod worshipping, any number of lifetime. no worshipping of demigod worship, or being anything. It only solely depends on the time when somebody accepts or gets the association of devotees. That's the thing. Bhakti begins over there by association. Though we have heard, and nobody you will be surely be, or you would have heard surely,
Yes.
Bhakti gives birth to Bhakti.
Hmm.
So somebody Bhakti has to touch him to
Yes.
make him a devotee. And number of lifetimes somebody may be that no, but if he doesn't get the touch of other devotees Bhakti, it's not possible. So technically, this is the answer. We can say that eventually he'll become he'll become pious and pious, and he in that doing pious activities. Sometimes he may do agyat bhakti sukriti also, and he may whatever it is, but agyat bhakti sukriti also fructifies into devotion only when a devotee's bhakti touches him.
Okay, Prabhuji, thank you.
Okay, I hope it's done. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.